Blur, get the Dinobots in the shuttle. I'm trying to, older madness. I don't care. Oh, hey, what's up? It's Fable from One Collection Down, and you're watching S-Vaughn 82, Comic Book Addicts.
Station. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Comic Book Addicts. This is episode 55. We're up to episode 55. It's Monday, February 19th, the start to a brand new week. I hope you guys' week is going great so far. I know my week's going okay. It started with a little bump, but my homie Derrz had my back, and we were able to put things back together. So we were able to have a cool show for tonight. So this week we're celebrating Spawn dropping dropping issue 350. So we're going to be talking about that. But anyways, it's Monday night lineup. We got a good little group of live streams this evening, and I wanted to talk about that this evening for a few minutes. Izzy kicked it off with the Comic Book Weekly Pull List, as he does every week at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And this week, talked a little bit about the Fantastic Four and the announcement of that cast. And he did the usual giveaway. He does a giveaway every week, in case you did not know about that. So be sure you check that out every week at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time if you aren't already. Izzy vs. NYC. And then I'm after that at 7:30, of course. We have a bunch of really cool shows coming up. Next week, we'll have Comics with Bueller. So that's going to be a really fun one. He's going to be coming back and giving me an update on what's been going on with him. He dropped this video on YouTube recently, which was a really touching video. If you have not seen that, go over to his channel and check it out. But my guest next week is going to be Comics with Bueller. So come back next week at 7:30 and check it out. Tonight, Between the Lines, they got Pocan Joe, and I thought I had a slot here for them. Well, I thought I had a slot for them. My apologies. Anyways, Between the Lines tonight at 8:35 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be on TM Nerdy's channel. Pocan Joe is the special guest, and I don't remember what the topic was, but it's usually a pretty fun topic. I'm sure Pocan Joe will come up with a really cool one. So be sure to tune in for that one at 8:35 over on Travis's channel, TM Nerdy. 9 o'clock, one of my favorite comic book related live streams ever on YouTube. I just really like to see what this guy's going to pick every week. But you got Top 10 Alternatives over on 22 Comics channel. Every single week, he comes up with his alternative spec picks to the hot list. He gives you some other stuff, some cold keys to look for, and just some interesting picks every week. So I always like to tune in and see what he comes up with. And then you got Cupo Comics with Monday Night Raw Books at 10 p.m. every Monday, wrapping it up. Fun comic book hangout. So if you've never checked that out, check it out. Cupo Comics on YouTube. But yeah, let's see who we got in the comments. Got a bunch of people in the comments here. But yeah, we got a good show next week. We got a good show this week too. Started off with a little bit of a bump. I was supposed to have Brian Silverbacks on originally, but we had some communication issues. But we have it resolved. He's going to come back, but he's going to come back on down the road. But anyways, Las Crucias says good morning. He popped in this morning at 10:32 a.m. and said good morning. And then at 3:30 this afternoon, he popped back up and said hooray and woohoo. I appreciate you, bro. And hello from New Mexico as well. Hello from Chattanooga. I hope you're doing great, brother. Thanks for coming out. We got Phil from Phil's Treehouse. He says, greetings from Planet 20. Greetings from Chattanooga, Phil. I hope that you're doing well this evening. Vogs, my homie Vogs, I was hanging out with him on a live stream the other day. Really good dude. He says, S-Vaughn, Derrz, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming out. We got Cole. Cole's Comic Claims. Thanks for coming out, bro. Your name has always been like a tongue twister for me. But I really like Cole and his content. Really cool dude. If you've never checked out his channel. But he says, question, if Spawn was a hot dog, what toppings would he have on it? We're going to wait till I bring out the special guest, and we'll ask him that here in a little bit. So keep that in mind. We'll come back to that one. Shop for Comics, who I actually got. He's going to be coming up in a couple of months on Comic Book Addicts. For the very first time, we're going to have Shop for Comics. But he is in the chat tonight saying, what's up, fellas? What's up, Shop? I hope you're doing well, and thanks for agreeing to come on and hang out, man. We got Comic Cap Collectibles. Apparently that's a tongue twister for me as well, but he says hello all. What's up, brother? Thanks for coming out this evening. We got Bleecker Street Comics, Vaughn and Company. What's up, Bleak? If you've never checked out Bleak's live stream, he does church every Sunday. So Comic Book Church, y'all. If you're not checking that out, you definitely need to be. But that's every Sunday over on his channel. Digger Jim, what's up, Digger Jim? I hang out with this guy every Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. Me and him hang out and show off our hauls on Chris the Comic Vets Show Us What You Got live stream. It's always a blast. Lady Fantastic, another Tennessee resident. What's going on, Caroline? Thanks for coming out. Caroline is up in Nashville. Thank you for coming to hang out with us this evening, Caroline. Let's see. Skimming through, we got Brian the Godfather. Brian LCS. He says, evening all. Good evening, Brian. Thank you for coming to hang out this evening. We got Travis, TM Nerdy, who I was talking about a few minutes ago, one half of Between the Lines. He says, hey, Brian. Hey, Cole. Saying hi to the chat. And they got a good show this evening. Pocan Joe's their special guest. So y'all be sure to go check that out. We got DJ Links in the house. What's up, DJ Links? What up? What up? Glad you could make it, man. Appreciate you coming out. We have Kenneth Bird. Hi to everyone. Hi to everyone who is here tonight. Appreciate you coming out, Kenneth. I really do, man. I hope all of you guys are doing well this evening. We got Beckerman. What's going on, Beckerman? Thanks for coming out, man. Beckerman was last week's guest, and I had a lot of fun hanging out with Beckerman. It's always a good time talking to him. He is a comic book encyclopedia, to say the least. Really cool guy. We got Dr. Von Hoot. Dr. Von Hoot in the house. What's up, Hoot? Thanks for coming out, man. Let's see. Tony, Comiverse. What's up, Tony? What's up, dude? I hope you're having a great Monday, man. Just skimming through. Want to make sure I don't miss anybody. We got KBDM. What's up, man? Thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Let's see. I think that's everybody. We had a few things as far as like newsworthy things in the comic book community this week, and I wanted to talk about it. We got the release of Ultimate Spider-Man issue 2, which drops this Wednesday. Are you guys enjoying this new Ultimate Universe? I know I am. I'm really enjoying the little twists that they have on this run, as well as the Black Panther. It's got its own little twist too, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Peach does with Ultimate X-Men. But what are you guys thinking about the new Ultimate Universe? Let me know in the comments. Are you guys enjoying it? I know I'm having a lot of fun with it. We also had, and I wanted to talk about this because this is really, really cool. I wanted to point this out to you guys in case you are not aware. Daniel Warren Johnson is doing a private signing, a CGC signing. And I gathered some information so I could tell you guys about it in case you weren't aware. All items need to be submitted by Friday, April 5th, and it's $85 per item signed, and it's $150 remarked and signed. And they're saying approximately a 6-week turnaround. So that's going to be cool. I think that I'm actually going to take advantage of that because Daniel Warren Johnson is awesome. He's put out a lot of really cool stuff. And then we had, what else did we have? We had the X-Men 97 trailer. So that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. Some people had a problem with the morph and the whole non-binary thing or whatever, but I'm just happy to see X-Men 97 returning. Super happy to see that back. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then I guess the other big news is Madam Web. And I haven't seen Madam Web yet. Have any of you guys seen Madam Web? I know it is not getting good reviews, and I know some people that are like, for example, my buddy Bumpkins TV. He does comic book related content on IG, and he is probably the most positive guy when it comes to talking about things that you will ever meet. But even he's like, this is horrible. This is just really, really bad. So have any of you guys seen Madam Web, and what did you think? So I'm still going to check it out. I don't want to check it out in the theaters. I'm going to wait until it's on Disney Plus or whatever. But I do want to check it out, but just not in the theaters. But have any of you guys, let's see, Cole says Madam Web is a 17. Okay. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but Legion says he's here to sesh. Okay, all right. Legion's here, says he wants to sesh, so why don't we bring out the guests? We got an awesome guest tonight, this evening, whatever you want to call it. We got an awesome guest, so we'll go ahead and bring him out. My guest this evening is one of my closest friends in this comic book community. Our collections have grown together over the years, along with our channels. This guy has an amazing comic book YouTube channel by the name of Collecting with Derrz, and is here tonight to show off his collection of Spawn and his love of Spawn as we celebrate the release of the record-breaking Spawn issue 350. Y'all help me welcome Adam Derrz onto the live stream. Collecting with Derrz, y'all.
Whoa, up, bro! I have. All right, so here we go. Ultimate Universe, great. I got both these issues going to Daniel Warren Johnson. The only news. Yes, the only news you guys need to know about this week is Spawn 350, and Madam Web is 100 hot dogs out of 100 is what I'm going to see. So what's up, man? Appreciate you.
Cali Comics.
That's how many is Madam Web.
So have you really seen Madam Web?
I have not. I'm 100% not paying to go to the theaters, but I'm an advocate person that really doesn't go to the movie theaters. But if it drops on Disney, if it drops on something, cool, I might watch it. But other than that, 0 to no interest in it.
Right. Yeah, I feel the exact same way. I'm not going to go to the theater, especially after hearing people like Bumpkins that are normally super positive about movies. And if he's saying that it's horrible, it's horrible. So I'll just wait.
Yeah. There's no need for it,
man.
I'm good, man. It's been a long couple weeks, just kind of getting adjusted to the new year, and work's been good, but it's fast paced, it's tough. So just trying to balance work life and YouTube life, and just doing my thing, man. Reading comics, hanging out.
You seem to be doing well, dude. You're on the verge of hitting 3K subscribers, so that is crazy.
Thanks, bro.
I mean, so you're just absolutely killing it, man. You're doing great.
Appreciate it, man. Just like I said, just doing my own thing. At this point, numbers are just a bonus prize. At the end of the day, whenever I hit a nice milestone like that, it just means I can tag all the homies in the community in a nice giveaway thing. So that's what I was trying to do.
Hell yeah. Travis says, who's to say Morph doesn't identify as a mutant instead of male or female? That's considered non-binary as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I never thought of Morph as being male or female. But obviously back then the labels didn't exist.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm just cool. I'm just happy.
At the end of the day, bro, my biggest advice is who cares? It's a cartoon. They're mutants. They're comic book characters. People love to bash that and for views and attention. And that's not what we're here to do. It is all about positive vibes tonight. Positive vibes. Man.
I'm just happy to be seeing. I'm happy to see X-Men.
Same, bro. That's the only thing I'm hyped about on X-Men. You guys know I'm not an X-Men fan, or I'm not really an X-Men reader, more say. But when it comes to like the Fox movies, I love all those. They're dope. But for me, the biggest thing was the X-Men cartoon. That's what was the first kind of introduction to the superhero world I had as a kid. That and like the Amazing Spider-Man cartoon and stuff, and like Beyond Batman, being a 90s kid. So like I hold a very near and dear special place with that X-Men cartoon, which a lot of us do. So let's hope it just it's good. I like the animation style. I'm real hyped on that. What's up, Travis?
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. It really is looking good. I'm the last true Marvel fan. I've seen Madam Web.
That could be that needs to be a shirt. That needs to be a shirt with Legion of Comics right there on it.
So okay, just to kick things off, when we decided we wanted to do the Spawn thing, anyways, I invited you because I know that you're a Spawn fanatic, of course.
Yeah, I asked you because you said you had Brian coming on, and I saw his artwork for Spawnuary, and I was like, dude. You're having this dude on. He is incredible. And then you're like, yeah, he's just been a little bit busy doing his thing. And then I was like, dude, I would love to join in and just kind of fanboy over it. And so you're like, yeah, man.
Yeah, it went from you being the co-host. We kind of had the little bump with the scheduling thing or whatever, which he's coming back. So you'll be back, and we'll do that just later down the road. But we decided to do the Spawn 350 and talk about that. and you come back and show off some of the stuff from your collection and everything. And because you're a huge Spawn fanatic, and I definitely, everybody knows that about you. What is it about Spawn that makes it your favorite or one of your favorites? What is
it is the man, the myth, the icon. It is Todd McFarlane. It is everything that dude does for the industry. I've said it before. Growing up, I was kind of a misfit and kind of like an outcast, but I was also like, you know, in football, in sports and everything. But all my friends, you know, were the goth kids, the emo kids, band kids, the nerds. That's who I went into. And, you know, that's who was kind of where I first saw comic books. And they were all reading, you know, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, all that kind of stuff. So I was like, man, I don't want to be like super mainstream or anything like that. So the very first thing I went and looked around in a comic shop was not like the Marvel section or anything. I was in the independent bins, and that's where I saw Spawn. And it was actually, I have it right here. Actually, this issue is one of the few books I have from my childhood collection. And this is the actual
me about that. Yeah.
That is the issue itself. The issue itself that I bought. My very, very first comic. I've held onto it throughout the years, throughout random purges of my collection. But that was the artwork. I saw that, flipped through it at the shop, and I was just like, boom. So once I saw this, I went back, got the first few issues, started reading it from there, and it just took off. And like I said, my fandom from Spawn is life for me at this point.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Well, would you have ever guessed that it would be going? I think it's 32 years and running. Would you have ever guessed that it would have lasted 32 years? That's crazy.
Not a chance. Not a chance. Once I knew Todd, like once you started seeing what he was doing with the toys and everything, because like I have some of those toys with me, but once you saw what he was doing, like mass producing and marketing and everything like that, that's when you knew it was really a thing. And then seeing like the HBO franchise, the animated show, he is all about marketing. He is all about keeping the bloodline thick with Spawn and Image Comics. What's up, Dale?
Yeah, Dale in the house. What's up, man? Well, what are some of the highlights as far as Spawn stuff goes? Like, what's some of your favorite? What would be some of your favorite all-time covers? Or keys? Like keys, I guess, would be easier to explain. Well, what are some of your all-time?
So for me, shout out to Lady Derrz for bringing the hoodie. It's a little chilly. So for me, my grail is the two Gunslinger books. You know, of course, the first Gunslinger. His cameo and first appearance, those are like the two big boy books. But one of my life goals is just to have every issue of Spawn raw. So shout out to Michael Baker. That dude's having every issue of Raw in every issue of Spawn in a 9.8 with variant covers. So shout out to him. I just want all the issues raw, have a full run. But for sure, it's a lot of the homage covers speak to me. And like I said, I pulled a couple out. And like I said, as a big Venom fan, this one with Tremor, the whole homage run when you get into these, like 222, those 220s.
Spawn inspired some amazing homage covers. So many homage covers.
Yep. Speaking of homage covers, this is one of my favorite Spawn covers. For some reason, I love the 300s in the background. I've always been a fan of that, marking that milestone issue. Angela Spawn. This is something. This is one of the comics that I don't know about you guys, but it's one of the books I always pick up. If I see it, I have a great CBS slab. I have like 6 raw copies. The only one I don't have is it's the different trade dress. I think it's gold. I'm pretty sure it's a gold trade dress on that one. So Marcus, what's up?
Wow. I didn't know about that one. I have 3 copies of the Angela one. That's one of my favorite covers.
It might be black. Let me know. Cali Comics is in. It's either gold or black, but it's a different trade dress. And then something that has really captivated me in comics with like any covers is like circles. Like if a character's in a circle, and like Spawn always did it with these chains like that.
Yeah, those look really good. I like those too.
So I think the circles with the chains and everything have been really clean. And then let's see, just for example, this is a newer one. This is like one of the newer ones. And I love the way Gunslinger's depicted. The different artists, Capullo, just everybody working on it. It's just across the board. It's some of my favorite art design, some of my favorite characters. Like I said, it's a lot of stuff, and Todd's had the luxury of bouncing off of ideas, like bouncing off of Batman, bouncing off of Spider-Man, using other characters' inspiration that he's worked on throughout the years. So for me, Spawn's just going to be that lifeblood that always fuels me in comics. And we're coming, like I said, 350. 350 is coming this week, so I think it's going to be it's a good time. If you're not reading Spawn, now's the time to be jumping on and reading it. And Brett Booth is going to be on the main artwork for Spawn, and he's been on Gunslinger. And like I said, I've been saying it for the past year, Gunslinger has some of the best artwork week in and week out. And he just left Gunslinger, I think, in like the last 2 or 3 issues.
He recently, he's switching over to the main Spawn title from Gunslinger. And actually, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. But first off, you were mentioning some other artists such as McFarlane, Capullo that have worked on the title. What are some of your personal favorites when it comes to art on the Spawn title? What are some of your favorite artists?
Capullo is God when it comes to Spawn art to me.
Yeah,
that is
I'm
second.
So glad to see him at Marvel. I'm so glad to see him doing work at Marvel. Awesome.
Yes, I'm very excited for that. The Web of Spider-Man cover is the next one coming out. That his cover. But like I'm very old school. I like Capullo, I like McFarlane, but I really like in the past like year or two how yes. But I really like how Spawn kind of bounces around with their artists. A lot of comics, they'll transition from artists and it kind of ruins the vibe of a comic. Yeah. But with Spawn, especially with like Gunslinger and King Spawn and stuff like that, a lot of these tie-ins, not really tie-ins, but like the offshots, they like month to month or like every other month, they'll have like one cover artist do like all the covers, like the David Mack, he did all the covers for all the books. And then like they'll have somebody doing the interiors for a couple months and they'll switch to somebody, but the vibe always stays the same. That's what I really love. The vibe is always that you know what to expect. It's not going to be, shockingly different. It's not going to be like, oh, this face structure looks like this one week and now it looks like this one week because another guy's coming on. But I think Spawn just has the most consistent artwork for me when it comes to comics.
That's awesome, man. Vogs is wanting to know who would play Spawn in a movie if you could choose. If
I could choose, man, dude, I'm a Jamie Lee Fox fan, bro. And that's who's gonna be it. So like, I am 100% down for that. Like that dude that's my guy when it comes to movies, bro. He can do no wrong in my eyes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Jamie Foxx, he's done some really good. He's done really good in a few roles and put out some good music as well. So
yeah, actually, surprisingly,
he's funny. So multi-talented, definitely.
As long as I get that movie before I die, that's all I care about because I just want to see it. That's all I want to see.
If you could pick the creative team for a Spawn series, if you could pick any team, if you could put together a personalized creative team, you could just handpick them, who would you put writing and on the artwork?
So writing and artwork would be a mix, and I would love to see the because like I'm not as familiar with the individual artists yet, but I would like to see the core team of Ghost Machine write a couple Spawn issues, and then have my guy Daniel Warren Johnson ink and artwork and all that. So hit that distinctive Daniel Warren Johnson style on a Spawn book.
That would be very cool. Yes, that would be awesome. I would like to see James Stocco. Cool. He does some like highly detailed artwork. He did that cover for Transformers that you picked up. He does some really good stuff. But I would like to see him do some Spawn. Oh, maybe he has, but if he has, I missed it. But
dude, there's so many because there's the one issue of Spawn I have that has everybody that's ever worked on Spawn, and like I said, there were so many times where like there were so many different artists bouncing in and out of Spawn. It was wild. So
yeah.
Hey.
What? Oh, I skipped over this one. What's your favorite of the different Spawn titles?
Gunslinger by far is my main. Gunslinger, this dude right here is by far my guy when it comes to this one. And it's just because I resonate with him a lot. He's He's the weakest of the spawns by far. Like he's hands down the weakest, but he's very intelligent with how he fights. And every time he makes a bullet, he like cuts himself, and then he uses his necroplasm blood and coats the tip of the bullet. So that's how he kills the demons. So every time he makes a bullet, he's getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Because as you know, every time a spawn uses their powers, they're ticking their clock down. So the gunslinger is by far leaps and bounds the GOAT, and I am so excited for the new gunslinger. He's going to be back in his own time period. It's going to be like a Western vibe. So
who is going to be? Do you know who's going to be on interiors replacing?
Dude, I have to look. There's so many because Brett Booth is going to be on the main one, but I haven't done the research. I know there's going to be the first female writer on like the Neo Age spawn. I forget what that one's called, but I think there's.
Sorry, man. I was just going to say, Callie says Salmon Twitch.
Yeah,
Space Files.
I'm saying there's like 6 or 7 spawn books that are dropping this year, and they all look fire.
Jimmy G, what's up, man? Glad to see you in here, man. It's been a little while since I've seen Jimmy G. What's up, bro? Hope you're doing well, man. Tell Wolf I said what's up. Hope he's doing well. What? Let's get right into it, dude. Let's see some of your stuff, man. What's some of your favorite items because you have a pretty cool spawn collection that you've put together in a pretty short period of time. And
so I'm real big on. I don't like in the past few months I've gotten a little bit lax for it. But I would say like 80 to 90% of all my collection I have found in the wild, LTSs, flea markets, pawn shops. And I really pride myself on that because like for me growing up and even like before doing YouTube for like 4 or 5 years, even before I was collecting comics, I was really into Funko Pops. I had like thousands of them. So I sold all my Funko Pops and that's what fueled and funded like the big portion of my first like getting back into comics. I sold everything. So I love just the hunt. For me, the hunt of finding something is also more better than actually finding something. But but the past couple months I have been getting a few things online. I'm waiting. I live in Ohio, so like during the winter time, that's like the hermit time. There's no garage sales, there's no flea markets, there's none of that, and it's a tough time. So right now, and right where I'm in the collecting of spawn is I'm in the issues where you don't really see them all the time. You have to really go to an LCS that carries a lot of spawn because I'm more into like the 170s, like 160s now with like the full run because I'm basically at like I'd have to double check like anywhere from like 150 to 160, and then there's a gap to like 222 where like the homages start, and then I'm pretty much current from that. So I'm only missing like I'm not missing that much, but the chunk I'm missing, they're, $20, $30, $40 books. So you don't see them all the time, but I will show, this was the first spawn book I got signed and the only one I got signed. And I got this at HeroesCon by Leland Yu.
Very cool.
And he was hyped that I brought, like he was sitting there with his art rep. I talked to him because he was working on an art, like a bust before me. So I stood in line for like 30 minutes. But I was just talking to him and his art rep, and he's like, dude, out of all the cons I go to, you want to blow me up? There we go. Yeah, man. Out of all the cons I go to.
Those picks, man. That was a great pick, by the way. Neil Gaiman on writing, Trad Moore on art. That is amazing choices.
Yeah, that'd be
really
dope.
Good choices.
But no, you're good, man. Bounce around. That's my style. But he was so hyped I brought a spawn book because he says nobody ever brings him spawn to sign or do anything like that.
Cool.
Yeah, and so I was really hyped on that. And then another one of my favorites is I just love the Chadwick Boseman tribute cover. Yeah, it was. Love that they did that. I showed all those. Eternals Brook from Gaiman. I got this nice little art card from Izzy.
Oh man, Izzy did a really good job on that.
There you go.
I like that a lot.
I have all kinds of random stuff. And then this is another one of my favorites. Iconic. The only cover McFarlane has never, he always puts his signature right there. This is the only cover he's never signed.
It's very cool.
And then big time, because like you see behind me, I got the Spawn 9.8 slab right there that Austin LeMay was Yeah, I had a 9.4, and Austin was like, "Hey, bro, send me the 9.4, and we'll just trade." And he's like, "I got like 4 9.8s." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So I got that.
That is awesome.
And then I got a couple things from Monk, and then I have the gun or the Spawn. What is that? 309. But shout out to Paul. It's hashtag Spawn Bros. This is the San Diego Comic Con. The Puppeteer Lee. Yeah, that Puppeteer Lee.
Which we're going to talk about. He's doing the main A cover for Spawn 350. We're going to talk.
I have become such a Puppeteer Lee fanboy in the past year with his Spawn covers, dude. He kills it. I try and collect every single one.
Yeah,
and then hopefully Cali Comics is still in the chat.
He's still in here.
There he is. That's from him.
He was wanting to know, do you collect the preview appearances?
At any point, so like,
those are gonna be hard to get.
You're right, and I do want to get like all, because I have the like toy comic covers, but I want to get them sealed with the toys. I want to eventually have the Malibu Spawn, and I'm not really gonna hunt down because like, dude, there's so many ghost books when it comes to Spawn. There's a ton of ghost books that were like thousands of dollars. Like me and Callie were talking about it the other night, but the variants, those are the tough ones. 1 in 50. This is the Gunslinger, his first issue. Nice. But that 1 in 50, that all pencil sketch variant.
That's sick, man. Vogs, he collects Spawn figures. You collect Spawn figures as well, right?
Yeah, I got them right around me. I'll show them here in a second. Yeah, and then this is from Nornrad as well. Or the other one was Cali Comics. This one's Nornrad, sorry.
How cool is that? Wow, that is awesome. What's up, Roscoe? Thank you, man.
Big boy. What up, Roscoe? I'm my guy. This is Izzy.
Oh, dude, Izzy does good on Spawn. He does really good on Spawn.
And then at Heroes Con, this was my first sketch cover. That was from Dan Neeliger. I talk to him all the time, like almost daily. Me and him are chatting back and forth.
Man, what a great first sketch cover.
Yeah, dude. And then snagged this from Austin LeMay at C3. So here, I got my things. I'm in the process of slowly framing all my art. So I got that framed. And that's dope. And I like the little, he's got the C3 right there that he put in. And then I'll show this issue off. Not too significant, just Gunslinger Spawn, issue number 11. But then if you compare that, that was my water bottle falling off the table. So all good. Sealed, so it's okay. If you pair that with the original page from issue number 11, that Beckerman so gracious. I was at Heroes Con in the hotel for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and he walked up and gave me that, and I was crying. So
yeah, that's an amazing gift, man. Yeah, Beckerman is awesome. He's the man. He's hooked me up with a couple of really cool gifts as well. He's an awesome dude.
Were we talking
Twitch? Yeah.
Oh, geez. So like Spawn figures are some Delauto Spawn, that'd be dope. Spawn figures are cheap, but when you find them in the wild, people are asking, do not pay more than $5 or $10 for any Spawn figure. So like anytime I'm at a flea market, they're always like $20, $25, and I'm cheap and I'm not paying that. So said anytime I see an Angela, I pick her up.
Yes, one of my favorite covers of all time. I just love that cover.
And then speaking of Mike, that was something he A-okayed to me, the Brett Booth Virgin Gunslinger.
Wow. I didn't even know you had that. That's pretty.
Wait, this one was this. I thought one of these was from you. There goes my other water bottle. Bro, I'm running out of water or room. I thought this one was from you. I thought one of these was from you.
Oh, he says he hasn't sent one yet, apparently.
No, I thought it was from Comics Curing Cancer. I thought Austin LeMay bought it from somebody. I don't know. Maybe somebody gave me the wrong information. Maybe both of these were from Nornrad. I don't know. There was a lot going on this weekend. But this one's cool. It's hard to see with the glare, but this is Spawn, actually, the Book of Souls. And it's the hashtag NN version. And this was gifted or A-okayed by Cat Fan.
Oh, nice. Shout out Cat Fan. He's awesome.
Yeah, now I have no drinks around me. And then this bad boy.
My bad.
Signed right there by John Jang.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Izzy picked this up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Izzy got graciously enough. I reached out to him. I was like, "Hey, bro." He was at New York Comic Con, and he got that for me. Let's see. I got this bad boy, Violator, and he's actually holding that zombie Iron Man I won from you.
Yes.
And then he's holding the original Angela and the other one. So I got them all posed up like that.
Dude, I can remember when your channel was brand new, and you would use the Violator to hold your comics up.
Yeah, that was what I originally did, and now I have a lightsaber and I have like the stand for it. But don't you guys know about this little speeder bike type guy?
That's really cool. I've never seen that.
And then I also have, which is even cooler, the original box for it, which cool. I kept because of the dope artwork on it, man.
Oh yeah, definitely keep the box.
And then I have like 3 or 4 different one of these. They're so random. Like I said, if you've never looked at a Spawn toy and you look at the back, that's just a tiny, tiny sample of like the line. This is series 5, bro. So there are so many.
What's the quality like on the Spawn toys?
So I have here. I'll take Angela's out of box. She's the only one I have out of box. So she's got Marvel Legend. It's a Marvel Legend.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what I would compare it to. She's got articulation in the ankles. She's got articulation in the knees, and then she comes with like a couple swords and like they all have accessories. So honestly, 1990s Marvel Legends for real.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, so I do. Like I said, I have like 2 or 3 short boxes full, but those are just some random stuff. Some of my favorite stuff. I wanted to bring.
Dude, that was pretty cool, man. I enjoyed seeing that stuff, and yeah, some awesome stuff. But issue 350 is coming out Wednesday, like we were talking about earlier, and it's gonna set another record. Apparently, I was looking into some facts about it, and it's apparently going to set another Guinness World Record, and I'm not sure for what. I guess it's re-breaking its own record for I don't know what, but it said 350 is going to set another Guinness World Record.
So I think it might, just because it's an oversized issue and it's $4.99. I think it's like 52 pages and it's $4.99.
It's 40 pages, $4.99. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
which is still still a thick boy.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, if you're not reading Spawn, if you've ever been even curious into Spawn, I think I would pick up 350, but I would, if you enjoy 350, like I said, Brett Booth is going to be jumping on the main artwork, and for $2.99, bro, you're going to be getting some of the best artwork on the racks, and it's going to be a great jumping on point for new readers. You don't have to read any of the other books because they're not all going to be tied in. What I am very curious about, and I didn't know this until I looked at the solicits, I thought King Spawn was stopping, and I thought Scorched was stopping. They're still going. They're still going after. Come on, right back at you, my guy. They're still going after 350. So I'm curious how King Spawn, like the whole point of King Spawn was showing that, like, you know, he grows his like suit out into the crown and he has like wings and stuff, and like he's trying to take that mantle. And King Spawn's been one of my favorites because it's so dark and gritty.
It's been good.
But I'm curious to see how those books continue after 350.
Me too, man. But and I wanted to talk about another fact that I found out was it says a new ruler will sit on the throne of hell, which has been empty since issue 100.
Yep, since Spawn killed
250 issues. There's not been anybody on the throne of hell.
Yep, Spawn chopped off the head of Malboja, and it's been left vacant. And that's literally where this arc started, was that issue. So it's been kind of going through kind of the waves going through. We got into the Hell Gates. We got stuff with Wanda. We got introduced to Gunslinger. So like that's where this arc really started. And now 200 issues later, it's wrapping up, which is wild to me.
That is wild. And also they said something about Spawn will debut a new costume, which I haven't seen, but he's going to be wearing a new costume in the book. as well.
So people were saying it was the LCS variant, and that's not. That costume is actually the Call of Duty variant, because last year, towards the end of last year, McFarlane and Spawn teamed up with Call of Duty, and he had a whole skin pack. He had all this. That was his skin pack straight from the game. Like, he's a little bit beefier. He had that like weapon belt on, and his mask is like that. Gunslinger just got a new suit. Like, his mask changed, instead of being like up and down like this, it's like a cross or whatever. I can dig it. I like it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, it issue 350. It's gonna be let's see, like I said, 40 pages. It's gonna be $4.99, and it's gonna have 6 different covers. The artist, the main cover is Puppeteer Lee, and then McFarlane is going to have the B cover, and then also a black and white cover as well. And then let's see, Ryan Stegman and Jonathan Glapian. I'm not sure how to say that. Glapian, I guess is how you say it. And I'm not sure. Is that McFarlane on the thank you variant as well?
Yeah, that's McFarlane's.
And what's the deal? Have you heard about what's up with the thank you variant? Is that like a 1 per store?
So basically, all you had to do was have an LCS, like a business account as an LCS, and you would order 25 copies of that issue, and Spawn signed thousands of them in one sitting, signed every single one of them. And which is great for me, because that can be 2 things. One, you're thanking the LCS, you're letting them, just thanking them for that, thanking them for the business. But at the same time, the LCSs are probably going to, throw them on eBay or jack up the price. But at the end of the day, if that, is a struggling LCS, that might be $500 to $1,000 injected right into the business just from a free comic.
If it helps, if the mom and pop comic book shops are able to make money off of it, by all means. Yeah, by all means.
Agreed.
But going back to the Brett Booth, moving to the main Spawn title, how do you feel about it?
I am beyond hyped. That is hands down. Love Gunslinger. I love Brett Booth. I didn't even know, because like I said, man, you guys all know I'm a newer comic reader. I stopped reading comics when I was like 12 or 13, and I didn't get back into comics until like the past like 3-ish years. So I didn't even know like Brett Booth was on the Flash and everything like that. So like that makes me want to read those stories just because of his artwork. Like when I tell you Brett Booth artwork is some of the best on the racks, it's tough to dispute. Like Daniel Warren Johnson's killing it. I love Stegman on Vanish. That was some of the best art I've seen in a while. Some of the Superman books and Green Lantern are killing it right now. But man, for $2.99, you just can't beat that price point, bro.
Yeah, best book out there for the price, definitely, 100%.
You lose a couple pages, but you don't have a backup story like DC does. Like you're not paying for half of a book when there's half of a book that you may or may not want to read. You're not getting a ton of ads, all the ads. Yeah. So like you're losing a few pages, but at the end of the day, it's just story. So,
yep, yeah, absolutely. And getting some even the black and white versions.
I was just getting ready to say that.
If your store will sell them to you at cover price, they're still only $2.99.
I've personally never seen those not be $2.99, because most stores will have, because if you get 10 Spawn books, 6 or 7, like most of half of those are going to be the virgins and half of those are going to be the regular copies. That's just what McFarlane does. So those aren't really, even on the aftermarket, the virgins and like the black and white ones don't do too well unless they're like a key or unless they're like a hot book or something like that. But I don't know, man. I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Me too.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Oh, sorry, man. I was just gonna say
there's a lot of Spawn titles coming later this year from that.
Oh, okay. Well, going back to the Daniel Warren Johnson thing, you were talking about you may possibly take advantage of this. Are you going to do it?
Oh, 100%. I got them right here.
I'm going to send a book. I'm going to send one book this year.
So I have the San Diego Comic-Con Ashcan Transformers, that bad boy. And then to pair with it, the San Diego Comic-Con Ashcan Void Rivals. Shout out to Panda, man. He hooked me up with these. He won them from DJ Links on a giveaway. And I reached out to him and I was like, hey, bro, if you don't want those, let me know. I'll buy them off you. Like 2 months later, he's like, You still want those books? Yes. So I got them from him, and they're clean. Like they're I'm not very good at judging books, but like I said, 9.6, 9.8 candidates, 100%.
Nice.
And I'm really thinking about doing matching remarks, or maybe, I don't know if you can customize it. I think it's all the same remark, but if you can customize it, I'd like to get, but at the end of the day, my thought is I'm going to Heroes Con. Should I just have them do it in person and have it CGC verified? That's where I'm thinking, because at the end of the day, I want to do them both, but I want to have them matching yellow labels. So
that'd be awesome. Yeah, man, that's a good plan.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Spawn, Ed Pisker on Spawn would be crazy. That would be wicked. I would like to see it just for an issue. Yeah, just a one shot.
When did, dude? I don't know. Good question. That is a great question, Phil. Because you're there. I still, dude. I just got. I won a Clayton Crane ash can from MegaCon, and it was the small size. So I'm not sure. Maybe this wasn't maybe a preview issue would be a better thing, because it's 6 pages of black and white. It's just 6, and then I don't know. I don't want to open it. I'm not touching it with my bare hands. So. Because, dude, if they come back 9.8s in these, the last time I checked, like unsigned or anything, were right around $1,000 a piece. So, yeah, they're in top. I have them both in like like top loaders and stuff. Preview, that works.
Beta Ray Bill. So, I love Daniel Warren Johnson's Beta Ray Bill. So I think I would probably send my Beta Ray Bill issue 1. Yeah, I'm gonna send that.
Wonder Woman Dead Earth is my next Daniel Warren Johnson read, and then Beta Ray Bill is the next one on my list.
Oh my god, you haven't read it, dude. It's so fun.
I didn't find out about Daniel Warren Johnson until like right when Duo Powerbomb wrapped up. Like as soon as Duo Powerbomb wrapped up, I found out about it, read the trade in one sitting, and then in one sitting that made Daniel Warren Johnson go from somebody I've never heard of to a GOAT, like up there with like McFarlane in my eyes, like one of the best.
That Beta Ray Bill run was really good. It was really good.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you cleared that up.
What's some of your favorite Spawn characters?
So like I said, I'm a big gunslinger. That's my main. But Igor is another one of my mains. That monkey bro back in the day before he kind of like died and had to get dismantled, like him and Sigor used to be bad dudes, but then they got killed, and then they recently got really killed again. Spoilers. But they basically, in some of the earlier titles, they got killed and put back together. So for a long time, they were just in like cryo tubes. Like Spawn would bring him out when he needed to. But I loved Sigor back in the beginning, and the Clown Violator, man. Just his wittiness and his jokiness, man. Like that's unmatched, bro. I love that.
He's cool. I like Haunt. He's pretty cool.
Haunt is awesome. I love Haunt just because he's a Spawn, but he's more of an infected type Spawn. He's got kind of different powers. He's got a whole different kind of vibe going on with him. He doesn't. He doesn't lose power either, because he doesn't have like the necroplasm in him, or the necroblood or whatever.
Yeah, definitely a cool character. Well, Spawn, it's going to be around, let's see, a little over 30. I don't know the exact timeline, but somewhere around 32 years since it first hit newsstands. What have been some of your favorite? Are there any issues that stand out as far as like favorites of yours? As far as the writing or the artwork or anything, are there any standouts that are your favorites, or do you just love the series in general? You just love it for
for me, I love the series in general, but I will say there's like Spawn, like the medieval, like Dark Ages, bro. I collect them. Absolutely, I prefer footlongs. You know me, but I hate this artwork in Spawn Dark Ages, and not bashing it or anything. If you're a fan of that style, it's like Department of Truth or Dracula that just came out.
Man. It reminds me of Simmons.
And I just can't do it. It's just not for me. I have the whole run. I have all the issues, but it's just not for me.
Yeah.
And those are the only kind of downtimes for me, because I know Spawn at one point, I need, because I'm slowly, if you check my story times with Derrz, I recap the first like 7 issues of Spawn because I need to reread a lot of the trades and stuff to refresh a lot of the memory because it's been years. But at one time, Spawn, instead of having like single issues, they would come out. What's up, dope? They would come out with they'd come out with like thick boy trades, pretzel bun or no. We'll do the pretzel bun. Yeah, pretzel bun for sure.
Either. I'm good with either.
Yeah. But they were doing these like bigger trades, and I wasn't a fan of those. But one thing that stands out for me recently, and sorry if you haven't read the newer Spawns, I'm still going to spoil it. But I remember when Wanda first died. That was such a like crazy emotional moment in the early times, and just having that attachment. And then all these years later, Spawn just recently reunited with Wanda in Hell. She's been in Hell the whole time. She has powers. She was the one that basically helped him through Hell to get him to the front of the battle. So to see that all culminate after all these years, and to see her, you know, that last issue of Spawn, she has her hood up and she's like walking up to him or whatever, and it's just like, hey Al, and you know it's Wanda. That was crazy to me. So that's definitely one of the things that stands out, especially from recent memory.
And McFarlane, he initially based the series off of loosely based it off his girlfriend, correct? Who turned out to be his wife later on. But she was sort of an inspiration
for a lot of Spawn. A lot, like I said before, where he worked on Batman and Spider-Man and Hulk and stuff. You can tell in one of the very first issues, Spawn, he drops down in one of the panels. He's like, I'm not normally known for being kind of like a spooky-esque kind of guy, but I like this vibe right now, is the quotes in the bubble. And he's literally standing there in the shadows, and it's the iconic like Batman homage that like McFarlane did with his cape all out and everything. It's exactly the same as the Batman one.
That big ass cape. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it helps having those inspirations. And Todd's a man of many ideas, 100 at a time.
And you you were talking about a second ago, you do a series on your channel where you're reading Spawn. So tell us about that, man.
So I wanted to bring back, I originally did a series where I was kind of like going through issues that I was reading of kind of like a story time with Derrz, and it was top down. It was when I first started my channel. It was just too much. I didn't like it. And shout out to people like Cat Fan Comics Man.
Yep.
That dude drops a video every day. And those story time with Derrz that you see literally take hours. Like I'm up till 1, 2 in the morning. Those are by far the longest. Not filming. It only takes 5 or 10 minutes to film and talk about it. But to edit all that together and all the individual pictures, dude, it is so crazy. So I wrapped up the Spawn. I wanted to I didn't want to just keep going with Spawn. So the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it relevant, and I'm going to tackle the whole trade of, because the trade is just 7 issues. So I'm going to do it as 7 issues. It's going to be Geiger.
Yes. I love it, man.
Mm-hmm. And that will be this Wednesday. Will be the first episode.
Dude, that is my very favorite. As far as like independent comics, that's definitely my favorite, man. I love Geiger. I love Junkyard Joe. I'm looking forward to Redcoat. A lot of good stuff.
I said it at the beginning of the year, and I'm going to say it now. I kind of said it like day one in January, like looking at the solicits, looking at everything that's going on. I said 2024. Again, I've only been back into comics like 3 or 4 years, but I think 2024 is going to be absolutely across the board one of the best years for comics we've had in a while. Because Ghost Machine coming out, we have everything going on with the Energon universe. We have stuff going on with Spawn. All the independent books that are coming out. DC basically across the board is hitting on all cylinders with all their books. Marvel has Avengers Twilight. Marvel was like bottom of the barrel, and facts. And then now we have all this. We have all this Ultimate stuff. So like, it feels so refreshing right now, and it's so good that like, oh, here's a book. You buy this for $50. Why? Because of the cover. I'm never going to touch this book. No, you're going to buy this book for $50 because the story's good. People want to read the story. People want to own that story.
You bring up a good point, man. Like people are always going to find a reason to complain. But look at
Right.
the time. We are actually in a really good time for reading comics right now. Like you said, man, so many good titles right now.
And
And Energon, Ghost Machine, Ultimate, all these cool Ultimate comics. It's a great time to be a comic book reader and collector.
I've I'm not a cover buy guy. And sometimes I do, like if I'm collecting Transformers or Spawn, I'll buy different covers. But for me, I'm gonna basically pick out like an A cover or whatever the coolest cover is, and I'm gonna read that book. But I'm not gonna, if it's like, like a Wolverine book or a Deadpool book, or it could be any character that I don't collect or read. If it's a cool cover, that's dope, but I'm not gonna buy the book because I'm not reading the story. The story is what's always going to matter to me first and foremost.
Yeah, man. I collect for both reasons. I'm a reader and I cover buy as well. I collect for a bunch of different
You
reasons.
cover buy like She-Hulks. That's the same thing as like me cover buying for Spawn or Transformers. That's your girl. So like if Dazzler had a book, you would have all 7 covers. That's your girl. So like that's totally okay. Not with my feet, but I have done it with somebody else's feet has fed it to me, so if that counts. But but yeah. So like I said, but the people that are just buying, 20 or 30 variants of just, again, the variants are dope. Don't get me wrong, but again, I can't justify buying that variant if it's not a character I love or enjoy or read.
Understandable.
Mm.
Yeah, man, it makes sense.
And collect what you love. At the end of the day, whatever you want. That's just my opinion and my style. So
absolutely. And we got 3 or 4 minutes chat. If you guys have any questions, any hot dog related questions, comic book related questions to ask Derrz, feel free. He's answering all hot dog questions and comic book related questions. So.
I would say I did just drop my first. So I recently, after getting back into comics, I've been at my local, like a physical LCS, and I still love them to death. I'll still go there once in a while. But I just switched to ABX Comics and Gaming. Shout out to them. And I just got my first online haul with them. But instead of just kind of doing an unboxing video, I really break it down and talk about the pros and cons of like having an online LCS, my experience with them, if that's something that you would be interested in. And it's not just with ABX. It could be any online comic shop. But I've heard a little bit from the community. I know Scotty, he's posted an IG video where, especially right now with everything going on with Ultimate and how hot comics can be, if you miss a cover or miss a book, dude, you're behind. It's impossible to catch up. So that's why I dropped my comic shop, just because they missed a gaming character I would most like to see have a comic. Well, my noob self just found a rabbit hole of comics on eBay last night that I knew Halo had graphic novels, but I never knew Halo had like comics. So I want to get all those Halo comics. But man, a gaming character, So there's a Dark Souls comic that came out that's not really very good, I've heard. I'm a big Elden Ring fan, so I think Elden Ring would be phenomenal with that horror. But I would also like to see, Cyberpunk does have one. Like Skyrim. Skyrim would have an amazing thing for that. Man, dude, Fallout, dude, it could be like any RPG game really would be great.
Like Zelda, Legend of Zelda would be awesome.
That would be cool as long as it's not super kid, like a kid book. That's what I would
do for adults. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, give me like how Thundercats is a bad example. Like how Transformers is doing. Transformers is a kids cartoon, stuff like that, but it's more drawn for, and the storytelling's more, Daniel Warren Johnson. It's more adult. So if it was like that, that'd be dope.
Yeah, would be dope. K-pop, what's up? Thanks for popping in on us.
Katie, appreciate you. And yeah, with the success, so like, just to speak with gaming, I'm a gamer first and foremost. I've said it before, gaming is always going to be my first love when it comes to anything. So it's a real good time to be a gamer as well. In the more fact that you're seeing more movies and shows being gaming, like the Halo TV show. Season 1 was okay. Season 2, 10 out of 10. Going to be an emotional ride, roller coaster. If you have Paramount Plus, I recommend it. We're getting the Fallout TV show. There's a Gears of War movie in the works. We had the success of the Mario movie. So I can just see the snowballing of just gaming. There's just so much story and platform and storytelling that is untapped when it comes with gaming into like comics or movies or TV show or any kind of medium.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, man, I appreciate you having my back this week, man.
Always, dude. I got you.
It didn't work out how we initially wanted it to. You were originally going to be the co-host, and we were going to talk to an artist guest, and it didn't work out. But you had my back, dude, and you came through in a clutch situation. And I got to
show off all my cool stuff. That's what I like.
Dude, absolutely. I wanted to tell you how much I appreciate you, man, and how proud I am of you and your channel. You're killing it. If you guys are not subscribed for some reason, if any of you guys aren't subscribed to Collecting with Derrz, go subscribe to his channel. He puts out really good content, shorts dropping daily, live streams on Sunday night sesh, so many good videos. Every Friday he's got a video drops. Really good stuff coming out of this channel, Collecting with Derrz. But he's one of my main homies, really cool dude. So please check him out if you're not already. Dude, thank you so much, man. It's been fun.
I just want to say one thing real quick. Scotty, I just want you to know how much you mean to me. I've said it before in this community. I want to even be here. I want to have all these friends, all this family that I've met without you. We talked about it backstage, and I'm going to keep it quick because I know we're at the hour mark. But your very, very first Comic Book Addicts show was me. You invited me on. I had nothing on my wall, on my background. Yeah, I was on my phone. I had nothing, and we were just talking. It was just kind of getting the thing. You had a completely different setup, so it's just crazy to see how in that year and a half, how far we've came, how far we've grown as people, as channels, as a community, and I just so much love for you and so much love for everybody in chat and everybody I interact with every single day, for real.
Absolutely, dude. And likewise to you as well, man. It's been a pleasure to grow with you, and we'll continue to grow and make hopefully cool content and do some collabs in the future. You'll be coming back to co-host when Brian Silverbacks does come back here in a month or so. So Derrz will be back here in the future. I want to say thank you to everybody that came to hang out with us this evening. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much. You guys are my safety net. I always say that, but it's true. This community is my safety net, and I appreciate you guys. I'm very grateful. So thank you guys. To anybody catching the replay, thank you so much. Working on that watch time, so I'm eternally grateful for any watch time that you guys could give me. But thank you so much. Next week, we got Comics with Bueller. Comics with Bueller will be coming back to hang out, so it's going to be such an awesome time. So come back and hang out with me and Bueller next week. And for now, head over to Between the Lines tonight. It's going to be on Travis's channel, TM Nerdy. And who's the special? Oh, Pocan Joe. Really good guest tonight, y'all. Pocan Joe.
Some welding against might happen.
Hell yeah. So it's going to be awesome. Derrz, man, thank you again. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week. We'll leave you out like we always do with some Biggie Shack. Later, guys.
I'd say that one is a banger, man. It's a real certified banger, dude.